Down in YouTube, I am the Soft Man, and welcome back to some more FTB interactions. In the last episode of FTB interactions, we did all of this, and it doesn't look like a lot, but believe me, when you use the amount of copper, bronze, and tin for all of this, and the fact that we didn't even know that these things needed venting, it took a long while to sort that out. But we also did the coke oven over there, as well as the brand new sort of seared smeltery furnace thing, which we're definitely going to be using in today's episode. I'm going to make this thing much bigger, hopefully. Fingers crossed. First and foremost in today's episode, we are going to build something, or create something, or craft something, should I say, that is going to help us when we start designing our overworld base. And it is the Architect's Saw Bench. Requires a couple of stone slabs, a water-powered saw blade, a large pulley, a wooden pressure plate and some sticks, and you get the Architect's Saw Bench. It is indeed a quest, and that gives us some X-tone tiles, which are pretty awesome. I am not going to lie. Let's have a look at these on the floor. They look pretty good if I do say so myself. What the Architect's Saw Bench will allow you to do is you put a full block in here, and you can start making some different blocks with this, and it just gives us a little bit of extra leeway when it comes around to building, so that we can make something that looks a little less square than what I usually build. Let's face it, guys, the rooms are probably still going to be square, but at least they've got edged corners. I've got 4 stacks of grout here, and that is going to help me here. So what I would usually do is put this grout into a the clay kiln, and that gets it up into seared bricks. It doesn't look as if it may go in the seared furnace. I'm hoping it does, because that's what my plan was for making the whole thing bigger than it is. That's what she said. So over here we have this, and I've got a couple of seared tanks ready to finish this off. There it is. Will the grout actually smelt it up? Yes, it will. And it actually does it in stacks of 16. That is absolutely crazy. Is that actually going to work in stacks of 16 like that? Well, I mean, we'll soon find out. Well, would you look at that? It actually does do all 16 at once. Now, that is absolutely crazy. I did not realise that that was a thing. So, well, we can certainly make this seared furnace much bigger, much more quickly. So, and that is going to help us out later on. I've just put some iron dust in there because I need to make that crude steel for this for the forge for the Infernal furnace. So we can go ahead with that. In today's episode as well, guys, we are going to go ahead and make ourselves a little bit of a base. Now, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm just going to have a little bit of a think whilst I'm smelting up some stuff over there. In the last episode, you guys had said about a drum in the comments. By the way, guys, if you've got any comments or suggestions, please go ahead and put them in the comment section below. I do read every single one of my comments. So I found the bronze drum, which is by Shadows of Greg, should I say. We've got a couple of bronze plates here. So we've got 4 bronze plates and 2 long bronze rods, which requires a hammer, with 2 bronze rods, which requires a file with some bronze ingots. Now, I do believe I've got some bronze kicking around somewhere. I do. And just like that, we've got a bronze drum. Now, this has a fluid capacity of 32,000 millibuckets, which I do believe is 32 buckets there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that to hold our steam on the other side. That's going to get pumped straight into the drum, and then from the drum, that's going to act as a little backup for our machines. And then from the drum, we're going to go ahead and connect the machines to that. So I do believe I've left enough space for the drum to go there, but we'll set that up when it's daytime, because of course it's night, and I don't really want to get involved with the nasties that come out at night time over there. We may as well pick up our rewards here. So from the compressor, we get some iron screws, and for the macerator, we get some glass dust. Not entirely sure why it's given us that. We've also got a 1 block of coal coke for the coke oven as well. It seems as if we've unlocked the improved coke oven. A machine blueprint we need, as well as a machine controller and 18 bricked bronze hulls. They're not going to be easy to come by. What does all this? Right, okay, this requires advanced alloys, gold plates, it requires some circuits. I don't think we've got enough to be able to do this at this moment in time. Yeah, for the integrated logic circuits, which is pretty much the basic circuit for GregTech, we do require steel plates. So at the moment, it's not something we can get hold of. It does look slightly dark, but if you see that thing over there, it is actually stopping it from raining, so I'm quite happy about that. Right, okay, so we're back here in the overworld. I did think I had brick dust and clay dust already done. Was that not the case? Oh, there we go. We did the compressed fire clay. Did that... I think we've got to do this in the thing on the other side there. Let's go and grab it. Nope, we have to smelt this up. Okay, let's put all of that into there. Stacks of 16, just what I like to see. Let's also put the rest of this grout. I made a lot more grout whilst it was night time to go ahead and make this a much bigger smeltery. Now, this is going to be automated at some point soon. So, let's go and put this drum to good use. Okay, it looks like the tank is actually filling up, you can see there, which is nice. Let's go ahead and pop this all back in. Be careful not to break this, because otherwise the entire thing will start blowing up on us, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, fantastic. That is working nicely there. Our fire bricks and our seared bricks are all done. So now we should be able to craft these up into the fire bricks that we need. I think we just do this like this. No, apparently not the case. I think maybe it's one of these then. I'm very confused. What a surprise. So it looks as if we need a hammer in here. Ah, right, okay, it's one of these hammers. Okay. You can't see it, but right at the bottom there, it does say creosote oil. Oh my goodness gracious me. Welcome to Greg Tech. Oh, and there we go. Right, finally, we've got the 12 fire bricks. It did use half of our hammer, and we've got a tiny little bit of creosote oil left in there. But that does mean we can use these fire bricks around this pure daisy. And, oh, I forgot I crafted this, actually. That is the tool station from Tinker's Construct right there. We'll be getting to that at some point soon. Our first batch of nether brick. Lovely. And the rest of it is now done. That is 12 nether bricks for the quest. Now, we just need obsidian now, I do believe. I think that's the only thing left. With this part builder, we should have everything we need over here. We can access everything at the top here. So what I want to try to do is to build ourselves... we may want the part builder actually next to the pattern chest. Just one second. There we go. We do have access to this now. So we can actually go ahead. I'm hoping we can and start making some stuff. Some tools. Some actual tools. Not flint ones like we've been using for 17 years. So let's have a look, see what we can actually build here. Don't judge me by this, but I've made a flint pickaxe. It's no better than the rudimentary pickaxe we have here. However, there's one big difference, and this we can actually repair and will stay with us forever. So, and we can obviously put modifiers on it as well and change the tool parts. This thing is absolutely bloody useless, so let's get rid of it. Bye bye. Well, that is very interesting actually. I've taken the top layer off just around the top there, and it's still working. It still looks like this, so I think it's got to be... There we go. It just has to, the top just has to be covered. Okay, this is going to save on some seared bricks. Well, I think that's quite big. There's quite a lot of room there for stuff to go inside it. So I think that'll do for the moment. I've got some spare seared bricks for when we change that around. Now, I actually did that and the Tinkers during night time across on the other dimension because I'm an idiot and the Thaumcraft is over here in this dimension. So we need to have a look at how to do bellows and stuff like... Here we are. So these are the arcane bellows. How do we actually craft these? Okay, planks, iron ingots, a couple of pieces of leather, and an air vis crystal, so it seems, and it's 25 vis as a cost. So that shouldn't be too hard. However, first thing is first, we have to get enough stuff to be able to make the Infernal furnace. And we need lava to be able to do that to make all the rest of the obsidian. So I'm just going to pop this down here. I'm hoping it keeps its inventory. Let's have a look. Whoops, I forgot to put my mitts on. That could have been disastrous. And let's see if it keeps the inventory in it. So, yes, it does. That's brilliant. And a full bucket, a full drum of lava later. Now, this should be more than enough to be able to craft ourselves the 12 obsidian we need. Of course, we only needed 12 buckets, buckets of lava. We've got that now. And there we go. That is the last piece of obsidian that we need. So I've got a couple of extra obsidian because there's a couple of things I want to do with that. So let's go and grab all the rest of this stuff. We're going to go into the overworld because it is going to be built and run in the overworld. Oh, is it going nighttime? I can't exactly tell because it's still raining by the looks of things, I think. Is it going off? Is it not? I have no idea. Okay, so we're going to do it over here. I think we're going to do it. Let's check the chunk boundaries. Okay, we're fine to do it over here. Be an expensive mistake to misplace one of these obsidian blocks. Okay, not that expensive. Thank you very much, Jackhammer. Oh, I can't believe I've done that. Okay, so we want a bucket of lava. My mitts have nearly run out on this, so this is going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and pop that into there. Put the iron bars on the front of that, and then we should sprinkle this with Salus Mundus, and it should work. There we go. We've got our Infernal Furnace, guys. That is fantastic. I'm talking really quickly because it's night time. Let's go on. Goodbye, first pair of mitts. You've done me well. Got a new one now, though. If memory serves me correctly, we can go ahead and chisel this down into a pickaxe head cast. And if we put this in here, I'm hoping we can stick these 3 iron ingots in there. That will smelt down into a pickaxe head, and we can upgrade our pickaxe head. That would be really nice, actually, going from flint to iron. Is it raining again? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Right, we're back over here, guys. We're just got to keep an eye out for any nasties that may be floating around. We've got our 24 crude steel ingots in the alloy smelter now. We've got to attach, you see these little holes on the side there? That is where bellows can go. Now, we definitely do want to get some bellows on here because apparently if we stick 1 crude steel ingot in there, it will spit out 2 steel nuggets, which is not going to be anywhere near enough. For every bellow we put on here, it will actually increase that by 2 more steel nuggets. So it just makes sense to create those, and I don't know why I just did that. I think by the looks of this, guys, we can only create 3 bellows, which that's still not a bad return, to be honest. We can definitely deal with what we have. That will make it, what's that, 2, 4, 6, so that'll be 8 nuggets per bellow that it's per craft now. So what we do with these is we basically shift them on the side of here and it starts pumping away. That's what she said as well. Like that. And then, oh well, we can use these bellows actually to pop up here and then throw our crude steel ingots in here. Now, that's going to spit out of the front, as you can see. We've got some slag as well as some steel nuggets. If we pop into here, we did do a quest, I do believe. Oh, we need to make the steel ingot first. Okay, fair enough. And if we do this, we've got our steel ingot, and that is the quest done. Now, the reason why we want to do the quest is because it gives us a reward, and that reward is a hungry chest. It also gives us some other bits and bobs, which I'll get in a second, because I'm getting very low on inventory space here. But the hungry chest will pick up everything that flies on it. So if we were to do that, it will eat that up and it will keep it into there. So that means that the steel nuggets and the slag will end up inside of this chest. Now look at that, guys. We've got a load of steel nuggets there. And that's going to kick off our next little projects that we've got. Namely, actually, we can start getting into these high-pressure steam coal boilers. It takes 5 of these boilers to fully power an LV steam turbine. Probably something we should be working towards by the fact that that is a quest in itself. We've very nearly done this this entire page, though. It does, however, mean that now we've got access to be able to make some of these steel plates. I don't really know about the rest of these things. Okay, so coal, dust, copper wire seems pretty legitimate there. I think we can definitely do this. And we can change our coal coke ovens into the machine versions of these as well. By the looks of it, I think that that is the case that it's getting at. The same with the Hellfire Kiln. If we look at the Hellfire Kiln, we've actually got an ability to create this, so devil dust and carbon paper, which we can do. But we've got different structures here. We've got a machine controller, nether bricks, which we've already got. We need tiny inputs and outputs, a lava bucket, which we've got, the obsidian and a machine vent. So the two things that we really need there are a machine controller and a machine vent. Let's take a look. Okay, we need mixed metal ingots to smash them into an advanced alloy plate, which is absolutely fine. We can do that. We can craft all of these up, which is all right. So the machine controller, that's the advanced alloys. We can do the machine casing and gold plates, absolutely easy enough. What about the vent? Oh, we can use the 3 arcane bellows that we've got on the machine itself at the moment, along with tin rotors, steel plates, and a firebox casing, which we can create as well. So we can definitely change this thing, this infernal furnace, into one of the machine block versions. We've got the 3 bellows around there, so we should be able to do that, as well as create the version of that. Now, what I did notice over here in these improved cokes is, as with most multi-blocks, the improved coke oven can share its blocks above and below to other ovens, which is fine. Running 3 of these should be able to fully power a large boiler, 2 making coke coal from charcoal produced by the 3rd. So we need 1 of those producing charcoal to put into the 2 other ones to create the coal coke to then run the large boilers. So we're looking at this. Is there a thing for a large boiler? I think there actually is. A large bronze boiler. Okay, that might be something that we're aiming towards, actually. Some firebox casings as well, which we know we can craft them now, as well as the bronze machine casing, as well as the large bronze boiler itself. It seems as if we're at a point where we can actually craft the large bronze boiler, but we do want the infrastructure in place to be able to feed that large bronze boiler so that we can start then creating all of that sort of stuff that comes with that. Oh, Greg Tech, you've got to love it. Well, that is interesting. Okay, this pressurized fluid conduit has got water inside there. I've no idea how that's happened. I wonder if it's the ever-full urn, actually. Let me move that to there. That could be the possibility there. I don't think it would do that otherwise. Oh, no, it says steam on there. I am very confused about how that's happened. Okay, we're back to producing steam once again, and there's our bronze plates. The reason why I'm making some of them is to create some more drums. I think that that'll be really, really useful, actually, going forward. So we are going to work on our little infrastructure that we've got here. It's just about to turn nighttime, as it always does in this world. It seems to be night at all times. But we definitely don't want it to be looking like this. We want a little bit of a structure going on here. I don't know what we're going to build it out of. I don't entirely know what it's going to look like. But before we start putting our infrastructure in place by creating some more of them coke ovens and making it into those special coke ovens, these ones, then I think it's time that we made something now rather than later on. Because otherwise then moving even more things will just create a load more issues. So without further ado, we might as well have a little bit of a time lapse here, guys. Let's get building. Join me after the build. Let's pop and go and have a look and see what it looks like. So it doesn't look amazing at this moment in time. I like the fact that it's buried in the nature currently. You know, I did want to go with the contours of the land to a point, and I did want it to feel like it was still a part of this sort of wooded area and not just completely destroyed everything. It's quite open at the moment. I know this. Here, we're going to have a massive area, I think, a massive central area. It's going to go off to the right as well. But for the moment, I've just done this little room here. And this is going to be our little starting area for all of our little steam machines and other things and bits and bobs that we've got going in here. I've placed the ever-full urn a little bit further back because it was actually filling our bronze drum up all of the time, which was really, really annoying. So I've fixed that issue. And here we are. We've got a little setup here for the macerator that actually goes ahead and automates the process. So at this moment, it's doing iron ore all the way through, and it's popping out at the bottom here. However, we have very little steam to go by. This is not enough steam. It's not even enough to keep up with this macerator. So the answer to this is to go down this route, the high-pressure steam coal boilers. I was toying with the idea of doing these solar, the solar boilers, but you need 3 of them just to do what one of those coal boilers do. So I don't think that's probably a good use of our time. However, it is free. It does use just the sun rather than coal or anything. But I want to make some of this because I want to get into the LV steam turbine. It takes 5 of these boilers to fully power an LV steam turbine. It does require a lot of coal though. And as you can see over here, this is one of the quests that we need. Now, one of the main issues we've got with this is we require quite a lot of brass. So that brings us to another problem. Let's go back over to our island. The problem it brings us to is we're going to make an absolute mess over there if we don't sort out our excess things that go through. So we need some quartz slivers. And I thought to myself, okay, this is probably really hard to get. And it kind of is, but it's doable. And we're going to do this in the next episode. We're not going to do this right now. But the luminous crafting table can actually be crafted in the basic work table with marble, a crafting table and some sooty marble with some mana as well and a saw. And that will spit out the luminous crafting table. So how do you get marble? Well, how do you get marble with Astral Sorcery is around the pure daisy, which is this porcelain bricks. These porcelain bricks, I have been going ahead and crafting quite a lot of this. This chicken has done a right job of all this unfired porcelain here. So we've got a lot of porcelain bricks now come through. So we've got enough, I think, to be able to start ourselves on Astral Sorcery. There is a whole quest line towards this, which is right here. It does start with the luminous crafting table, as you can see. So that is definitely something we do want to get into. It requires the luminous crafting table, as you can see, just the crafting table, and some chipped Certus quartz, which can actually be got from putting the flawed Certus quartz through the forge hammer, which we do have access to at this moment in time. And I do believe flawed, yeah, that's it, flawed Certus quartz, it has to be put through smelting, and it does do it in a seared furnace controller as well. We could put it through the thingy, but we may as well smelt this up and go get quite a lot of flawed Certus quartz first. But we just need Certus quartz or inner smelting, and that'll give us the flawed Certus quartz. So that is our way towards quartz slivers. Because if we go ahead and shove a load of the plastic in that we use to get the instrumentum, you can see there 5 instrumentum. Don't forget you need 5 instrumentum for the brass to make the brass in the first place, so that's why I use plastic, but it's going to leave a lot of motors flying around. So I really, really want to get those quartz slivers before we start messing around with Thaumcraft a little bit more here. But I think that's going to be it for the end of this episode. I do hope you're enjoying this series. I know it's slow going, guys, and I know that you're not going to get this every other day or anything like that. It's more than likely going to be a weekly thing, or whenever it is that I do get time to sit down and do a little bit of recording. If you are enjoying it, please go ahead and leave a like, and if you've got any comments, also please leave them as well. And again, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It would be absolutely amazing. Until next time, I look spiffing, as always. Stay safe.